Jupiter is a truly strange planet, at least for our home solar system. It is unique compared to all other planets, and is, in a sense, a miniature solar system of its own. Jupiter was one of the first planets discovered thanks to its large size and brightness in the sky. Early civilizations almost universally tracked the stars and planets. Each of the planets, with the exception of Earth, is named after the Roman gods. Jupiter has more moons than any other planet in the solar system, and has a magnetic field that is 72 times stronger than Earth's. Here are 10 fascinating facts about Jupiter. Jupiter is the fastest spinning planet in the solar system. For all its size and mass, Jupiter sure does move quickly. In fact, with a rotational velocity of 12.6 kilometers per second, 7.45 miles per second, the planet only takes 10 hours to complete a full rotation on its axis. And because it's spinning so rapidly, the planet has flattened out at the poles a little and is bulging at its equator. In fact, points on Jupiter's equator are more than 4,600 kilometers further from the center than the poles. The rapid rotation also helps to generate Jupiter's powerful magnetic fields and contributes to the dangerous radiation surrounding it. Jupiter cannot become a star. Astronomers call Jupiter a failed star, but that's not really an accurate description. While it is true that, like a star, Jupiter is rich in hydrogen and helium, Jupiter does not have nearly enough mass to trigger a fusion reaction in its core. This is how stars generate energy, by fusing hydrogen atoms together under extreme heat and pressure to create helium, releasing light and heat in the process. For Jupiter to ignite a nuclear fusion process and become a star, it would need more than 70 times its current mass. If you could crash dozens of Jupiters together, you might have a chance to make a new star. But in the meantime, Jupiter shall remain a large gas giant with no hopes of becoming a star. Jupiter is massive. It's no secret that Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, but this description really doesn't do it justice. For one, the mass of Jupiter is 318 times as massive as the Earth. In fact, Jupiter is 2.5 times more massive than all of the planets in the solar system combined. But here's the really interesting thing. The Great Red Spot has been there for a long time. The Great Red Spot of Jupiter is one of the most interesting facts about this gas giant. This persistent anticyclonic storm measures between 24,000 kilometers in diameter and 12 to 14,000 kilometers in width. Therefore, it can accommodate 2 or 3 planets which are about the size of the diameter of our beloved Earth. Jupiter has rings too. When people think of ring systems, Saturn comes naturally to mind, but in truth, both Uranus and Jupiter have their ring systems. Jupiter's rings consist of 3 main segments: a ball particle known as a very thin halo, a ring main which is relatively bright, and 2 other external rings called gauze rings. Jupiter has 67 natural satellites. Jupiter has about 67 confirmed satellites. However, it is estimated that the planet has about 200 natural satellites that orbit. Almost all of them are less than 10 kilometers in diameter and were discovered after 1975 when the first spacecraft, Pioneer 10, arrived at Jupiter. You can see Jupiter with your own eyes. Jupiter is the 3rd brightest object in the solar system after Venus and the Moon. Chances are you saw Jupiter in the sky and had no idea that's what you were seeing. 1 year on Jupiter is 12 years on Earth. While time dilation is a very real phenomenon, it is not the cause of Jupiter's long years. A single year on Jupiter is 12 years on Earth. This is simply because Jupiter is so much further from the Sun that it takes that much time to make a full rotation around the Sun. The longer years on Jupiter make it difficult to plan probe missions, requiring years of advanced planning to make sure it's launched at the right time.